We ready? Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This first meeting will be a Committee of Adjustment meeting, and we will start with the land acknowledgement by acknowledging that we are gathering on land that has been inhabited by Indigenous people since time immemorial. We would like to recognize that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty territory, and the land on which we are gathered today is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe. Specifically, we acknowledge the neighboring community of Mishpakotten First Nation, for whom we have great respect. We also recognize the contributions of all Indigenous peoples, including the Métis, in shaping and strengthening the community and the province of Ontario. Okay. We will approve the agenda. Maury, can you read the resolution?
Moved by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Cannon. Resolved that the agenda for the Committee of Adjustment meeting of Council scheduled for Tuesday, March the 4th, 2025 be approved as presented.
All in favor? Okay, we'll move on to item number 3, announcements. Are there any announcements? Seeing none, we'll move on to adoption of minutes.
Chair number 4 first.
Excuse me. Declaration of pecuniary interest. None. Then we'll move on to item number 5, adoption of minutes.
Moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Pato. Resolved that the following minutes of the Municipality of Wawa Committee of Adjustment be adopted as presented. Minutes of a Committee of Adjustment meeting held on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, as contained on pages 1 to 2, inclusive of the minute book.
All in favor? Item number 6, old business. Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. That's item 7.1, approve the actions of the Secretary Treasurer. Maury?
Moved by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Cannon. Resolved that the Municipality of Wawa Committee of Adjustment does hereby approve the actions of the Secretary Treasurer with respect to the notification of the following applicant. Application for minor variance A125, 253 Main Street, Miss Maria Reed, Plan M133, Lot 1425, Parcel 1120 in the Municipality of Wawa.
All in favor? Approved. Moving on to item 7.2, application for minor variance A1/25, Ms. Maria Reed. Kevin, can you give us the report, please?
Thank you. This report is to deal with a minor variance located at 253 Main Street. They're looking for a reduced side yard setback from 1.2 meters to 0.6 meters and reduce the rear yard setback from 1.2 meters to 0.6 meters to build a detached accessory storage building. The application has been reviewed both for considering applicable provincial and municipal legislation documents. It was considered under the provincial policy statement and does not involve any major policy considerations. The general intent and purpose of the official plan, it's designated as Wawa residential. It's an existing lot of record, and the residential uses are permitted and site alterations are permitted also. The subject property is zoned residential third density. The R3 zone permits a dwelling detached and related accessory buildings. The applicant is seeking to reduce side yard and rear yard setbacks on a permitted storage building. The requested relief is as follows. Side yard setback requirement is 1.2 meters, proposed is 0.6 meters, variance requested is 0.6 meters. Rear yard setback requirement is 1.2 meters, proposed is 0.6 meters, variance requested is 0.6 meters. The storage building meets the remaining general provisions of a detached accessory building in the zone. The requested variance is minor in nature, and the permitted use on the site does not propose to change as a result of the application. The proposed variance represents desirable and appropriate development of lands. This application was circulated to external agencies, and there were no comments or concerns received to date. At the time of the report, one public comment was received. The comment was in favor of the minor variance. Conclusion, the requested variance maintains the general intent and purpose of both the official plan and zoning bylaw. As such, the proposed application meets all four tests under Section 45, Bracket 1 of the Planning Act, and the application is being recommended for approval. It is recommended that minor variance application file number A1/25 for the property located at 253 Main Street be approved. Conditions to go with the approval, that the approved variance applies only to the proposed garage as shown on the approved drawings attached to the notice of decision. The accessory storage building shall not be used for human habitation or an occupation for gain. The owner applicant shall provide to the building department a copy of the decision of the Committee of Adjustment together with a copy of the approved drawings when they make an application for the building permit. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Are there any comments? Matthew, would you like to say something?
I think you got my public comment. We just want to replace the existing garage that's slowly, rapidly falling down with a new structure in the same spot. And the shape of the lot doesn't really allow it to move further from the property line than it currently is. So if you have any questions, I'll try to how it works.
No questions. Okay, then we'll ask Maury to read the resolution.
Moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Pato. Resolved that minor variance application A125 submitted by Ms. Maria Reed for minor variance to zoning bylaw 282115 as amended respecting 253 Main Street as Plan M133 Lot 1425 Parcel 1120 in the municipality of Wawa be approved, subject to the following conditions. Number one, the approved variance applies only to the proposed garage as shown on the approved drawings attached to the notice of decision. Number two, the accessory storage building shall not be used for human habitation or an occupation for gain. And three, the owner or applicant shall provide to the building department a copy of the decision of the Committee of Adjustment together with a copy of the approved drawings when they make an application for a building permit.
All in favor? Approved. Okay, we move to item number 10, adjournment. Adjourn the meeting at 6:38 p.m.
Moved by Councillor Pato, second by Councillor Cannon, resolved that the meeting close at 6:38 p.m.
All in favor?
I don't think with the weather we're starting anytime soon.
Are we on still? Mhm. So shall we start? Okay, we'll call the regular council meeting to order and disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 3, approval of agenda. Resolution?
Moved by Councillor Cannon, second by Councillor Pato, resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of council scheduled for Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 be approved as presented.
All in favor? Okay. Moving on to item number 4, delegations and presentations. There are none, so we'll move on to item number 5, announcements and giving of notice. Does anyone have any announcements? Well, I have one. It's tomorrow evening. There was a meeting scheduled for 6:30. That meeting has been canceled for family reasons. Okay. So, okay. Are you continuing or me?
Item number 6 would be adoption of minutes, Chair.
Oh, okay. It's, yes. The adoption of minutes.
Moved by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Cannon, resolved that the following minutes of the meeting of council be adopted as presented. Minutes of a regular meeting of council held on Tuesday, February 18th, 2025, as contained on pages 1 to 8, inclusive of the minute book.
All in favor? Carried. Moving on to item number 7. We have a letter from Mr. Toffner, Mark Toffner, regarding fluoride in the municipality of Wawa drinking water. Would you like to read the letter?
Yes, thank you. From Mr. Mark Toffner to the clerk, I hope this letter finds you well. We're writing to formally request that a plebiscite be included on the ballot for the upcoming municipal election in 2025. It is actually municipal elections in 2026. To allow voters to have a direct say on the issue of fluoride in our municipal drinking water. As you know, fluoride has been added to the public drinking water in Wawa for many, many years as a measure to improve dental health. However, there is growing concern within the community about the health risks associated with fluoride, as well as the ethics of mass medication without explicit consent. There's mounting evidence of human and facility damage caused by fluoride in our drinking water, and many citizens, including myself, believe that the decision to fluoridate our water should be made through a democratic process, giving residents the opportunity to vote on whether fluoride should be removed from our water supply. Given the importance of this issue, I respectfully request that the municipality hold a plebiscite during the next election where voters can express their opinion on whether fluoride should continue to be added to our water or if it should be removed. Please let me know if there are any procedures or forms needed to be completed to move forward with this request. I look forward to hearing you with regard to the next steps. Thank you for considering the request, and I trust that the democratic process will guide the future of our water supply and the well-being of our community. Sincerely, Mark Toffner.
Any questions?
We have discussed this before, and I think it's a good idea that we let the people decide on the ballots next year whether they want fluoride in the water. I think it should be included.
Maury, if you remember the last time we brought it to vote, it was a few years back.
I don't recall the exact date, but it was a long time ago.
Yes.
I think it was in the 1980s, but I could confirm for you.
Really matter. What I'm going to say is the way that was written up, I bet you 50% didn't even know. We didn't know how to answer it. Like it wasn't a yes or no answer. It had a big long string of stuff, and I thought, what the heck? I think a yes or a no is good enough, but you know, that's up to everybody else too. Thank you.
Councilor Paddle? No comment? So do we leave this to upper management to decide or what?
Thank you, Chair. I will recommend that you would direct staff to prepare a report. There are some sections of the Municipal Act that would apply and other considerations. So if you would refer this to staff or report back to council, I would appreciate the opportunity to respond back.
Sounds good. Okay. What?
Maury, Dr. Lou from the Sioux came up. Was that last year?
I believe that was last year at the Algoma Public Health.
I don't think anything's changed on her report, but you could always ask her. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 8, consent agenda. Resolution approval of the consent agenda.
Moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Pato. Resolved that the items listed under the consent agenda, 8.2 to 8.6, be approved as recommended.
All in favor? Okay, moving on to item number 9, staff reports and memos. I don't see any. Okay, we'll move on to item number 10, business arising out of previous meeting. Seeing none, we'll move on to new business, item number 11. Receive and accept the Integrity Commissioner report from March 3rd, 2025. Resolution?
Moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Pato. Resolved that Council of the Municipality of Wawa does hereby receive and endorse the Integrity Commissioner's Ironside Consulting Services, Inc., report number 2025-1, dated March 3rd, 2025.
All in favor? Approved.
If I may, just on a procedural note, Chair, you forgot to ask if there was any comments before we approved, but having said that, I'm sure you would permit opportunity.
Thank you. I went through the Integrity Commissioner a few years ago, and the report was read. How come you're not reading that one? Is there a reason, or?
No, there's no particular reason. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I have a copy, so bear with me. I can summarize, if council would allow me, I can summarize the report. The report essentially says that the municipality or the Integrity Commissioner received a complaint from a local citizen regarding potential conflict of interest of a council member, but the Integrity Commissioner reviewed our bylaws and applicable law and concluded for council that she will not rule or deal with this matter, that it's better dealt with another process that's in place. So her concluding statement says the matter's closed. She will not address the complaint.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't think I have a copy, but that's what it says.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Any other comments?
Thank you.
None? Okay. We'll move on to,
If I could just, sorry, Chair, just for procedure, so we're all clear, if you could just ask again if all in favor.
all in favor? Okay.
Thank you.
Approved. Okay, item number 12, notice of motion. There is none, so we'll move on to item number 13, bylaws. Resolution.
Moved by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Cannon, resolved that the following bylaws be introduced and read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, and that the deputy mayor and clerk do sign and seal the same, any rule of this council to the contrary notwithstanding. Bylaw number 3775-25, to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on the 4th day of March 2025. Bylaw number 3776-25, to enter into a lease agreement with Michipicoten First Nation for the use of a portion of the 3 Maple Street building for the purposes of a cultural and wellness center. Bylaw number 3777-25, to adopt the estimates of all sums required and to fix the rate of taxation for the corporation of the municipality of Wawa, and to further provide for penalty and interest in default of payment thereof for the year 2025. Bylaw number 3778-25, for the establishing of tax ratios for the corporation of the municipality of Wawa, and bylaw number 3779-25, to adopt the small-scale on-farm business subclass in the industrial property class within the corporation of the municipality of Wawa.
Okay, all in favor? Oh, I forgot. Mitch, Counselor no,
Thank you.
yes.
Maury, to adopt the small scale of farm business, what does this all mean? Somebody's having a farm in Wallet?
No, pardon me, this is a bylaw that we need to adopt under the Municipal Act in order to pass our tax rates for the year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, okay. It just sounded like a farm.
Any other questions?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, so all in favor? Okay. Moving on to item 14, there is nothing in the closed session, nothing on item number 15 or 16, so the next meeting date is scheduled for Tuesday, March 18th. Okay, do we ask for all in favor? No, or resolution. Okay,
And the meeting,
adjourn the meeting? Okay.
moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Pato, resolved that the meeting close at 6:49 p.m.
All in favor?
You're going to be so good at this.